Has DOGE already impacted the Northern Virginia real estate market? Is the mass exodus already happening? And will we see it all through spring and the summer? With so much news surrounding DOGE and its impact on our local housing market, I want to share with you the February 2025 housing stats, and I want to share with you an article that you need to pay attention to as we navigate this very new, unique local economy that we have not experienced here in the DC metro area in a very long time. The big question with DOGE is how will this affect our home prices here in Northern Virginia? We are 1 month into layoffs, buyout, terminations, and just the uncertainty for our federal workforce as well as our contracts. So the best way for us to analyze this is just look back at the February 2025 sales data and see what's really going on. I'm going to break this down by this certain type of home class: single family house, townhouse, and condo. For properties in Northern Virginia, I want to talk about the ones that are in the Northern Virginia Association of Realtors area. That's places like City of Alexandria, Arlington County, Fairfax County, as well as the City of Falls Church and City of Fairfax. And this will give us an idea of the close-in areas and how this has been impacting the real estate market early on this whole DOGE and layoffs that we've seen over the last month. The median sold price for single-family homes in February was $995,000. That's a 4.4% increase year over year and a 3.8% increase from January this year. Townhomes came in at $690,000, which is 2.2% higher than last year, but it did decrease 2.5% from January. Last but not least, condos median sold price was $415,000, which is 5.1% higher year over year and 9.2% higher than last month. So as of now, the median sold price of each type of house, condo, townhouse, and single family house has been increasing year over year. And we'll have to continue to watch that. But what that also means is that there's buyers still in the marketplace putting in contracts on homes that they feel are worth the value and have all of the different features that they need to purchase the home. Days on market. Days on market is another leading indicator to understand how quickly buyers were willing to put an offer on a house. And I got to tell you that these numbers for February are some of the strongest numbers we've had in the last 7 months. The median days on market for single family homes and townhomes was 6 days. Condos, the median days was 9. So what does this mean? This just means that buyers were willing to put in an offer on a property less than 7 days, and that helps sellers understand how quickly buyers are making their decisions. So what does this mean? Make sure that you have your property in great condition. Make sure you have priced it to attract enough buyers to the property, and make sure that the value is there, that buyers say, yes, that is a house I'm willing to put an offer on right now. I drive a lot for work, for life, getting kids around the Northern Virginia area, and I listen to the radio, and something that has been bothering me is that I have been hearing this for almost 3 or 4 weeks, where inventories of homes has been increasing in the DC metro area. So I really wanted to do this. I wanted to dive in and figure out, is this really what's happening? And more importantly, is it happening in Northern Virginia? So one of the ways to do this is just to look through historical data. Let's see, has the inventory increased more this year versus 5 years ago? In March of 2020, there were 1,059 single-family homes on the market. In February 2025, 673. How about this one? Townhome active listings in February 2020 was 254. And this year, 246. Condos 5 years ago, 384. And this year, 601. Okay, so maybe 5 years is not the best way to look at it, because that was at the beginning of this thing we had called the pandemic. So why don't we go ahead and look back 10 years? In March 2015, there were 2,061 single-family homes. Townhomes, they had 625. Condos, 1,145. We are still in a very low inventory environment. But it's true, DOGE is impacting our family, our friends, our colleagues. It's real, it's challenging, and we're all going to have to weather this change together here in the greater DC metro area. But the silver lining is that there are still several buyers out looking for properties and making offers on homes, sometimes at list price, even over list price, even in the last 2 to 3 weeks here in Northern Virginia. Bright MLS, which is our local multiple listing service, has been tracking all of these different changes, and they're putting out a link for the public to look at how many properties came to market each week, and how many went under contract, and how many properties sold. All of that data is there, and there's a link below for you to look at it too. I think it's important if you are tracking things and thinking about making moves this spring or summer, these kind of data points will be helpful. But more importantly, tracking things in your own neighborhood, in your own zip code, same type of home, all of those kind of things will be even more important as you maybe navigate considering your options in spring or the summer. According to the report, in the greater DC region for the week ending on March 9th, 2025, there was a 12.1% increase of pending contract compared to a week ago. If we drill down to counties, Fairfax County saw 13.6% more pending than a week ago. City of Alexandria was down 3.9% compared to a week ago, and Arlington County was down 4.3%. It would be crazy to make assumptions about the spring real estate market and the effects that DOGE has over 1, 2, or 3 weeks of data. But if we start seeing some abnormal patterns over the next 2, 3 months, we may start to see and be able to understand that how DOGE has impacted us in the local real estate market and understanding what that means for our local economy for maybe another year. Something I would like to offer you, and it's something I share with hundreds of our clients and friends and neighbors, is just a very customized market report. What I like about this is that I'm going to focus on just your neighborhood, your zip code, your type of home. That way it helps you understand what the buyer behavior is like, what the real estate market is. Are things increasing? Are things going to contract quickly? Are there any kind of seller credits happening? These kind of things are something I can share with you, and I want to give this to you, and I'll do some work on my end to make sure you have all the right information. So if that's something you want, I have a link in here below. Say, hey, Tim, I'd love to have a custom market report for my neighborhood. I'd be happy to do that for you. Oh, and by the way, I love to share things, my insights, my thoughts on a weekly basis by a newsletter. And I send this out to our clients, to our colleagues, and our friends, and I just want to give them a little glimpse of what I'm seeing on a weekly basis that you might not be able to hear until the end of the month. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you to know what's happening in little pockets of our area, and that way you are better in tune with what's happening with our local real estate market, you may want to consider subscribing to our newsletter. And also, why not go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because I'm always putting in data here that's going to be very helpful for you as well. I subscribe to the Washington Business Journal, and I love it for many reasons. You learn a lot about the things that are happening week by week here in the greater DC metro area, what new businesses are coming, what businesses have been acquired, where is commercial real estate going, residential real estate, new restaurants, jobs, building. It's all very important. And all of these type of things are all happening outside of some of the news things that you hear on the radio or in the evening. And what this will do is gives you encouragement on what's happening around the greater DC metro area. And I really got to tell you, one of these articles that I just read is very important. And we got to keep an eye on what all of these different parts of the economy could be impacted by what happens at the federal level. So let's talk about that right now. The article that I read was from Ana Lucia Murillo, and it just came out this last week. I get the paper copy. You can do it digitally, but I just like to thumb through it. And I want to share a few highlights about this article. It's no surprise that the DC area is home to some of the most influential political and business leaders, no matter who's in office. And due to the large federal budget programs, departments, and contractors, it's been a place considered recession resistant. Low unemployment rate, strong housing, and a thriving local economy is something we have grown accustomed to here in the DC metro area. As Ana Lucia states, that with all of the job cutting, there is sure to be a trickle-down effect. If we experience the loss of federal employees as well as contractors, we are going to see the impacts at restaurants, the retail, sales tax, income tax if people move out of the area. So this is real. And it could be something we need to track as we go through the next several months of the DOGE impact here in Northern Virginia. Not only that, DOGE is really looking at commercial lease space. They want to be able to take some of these people and relocate them to other areas of the country with less cost of living, commercial leases that are cheaper. And so we need to watch these things and see if we start seeing more folks, federal employees, relocating out of this area because they want to downsize the amount of commercial leasing spaces they've already have acquired in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. That's going to be important to watch over the next several months. However, Ana Lucia does not leave without hope. She also talked to several CEOs and leaders in our area to just get their idea of what the impact will be. And I wanted to share these with you. DC officials expect cuts to impact the DC proper for several years. SAIC's CEO, Tony Towns-Whitley, predicts a downturn could last 18 to 24 months. I think we are going to take some hits. I do believe we've got the underpinning to recover and to kind of lever back, but even the private sector is in watch mode. And David Pior, chairman and CEO of FBC Bank, is quoted, "We have such a diverse economy in the DMV. I would expect that a recession in our backyard to be not as deep or as long-lasting as a potential recession in other parts of the country. I am committed to continue to monitor our local housing market. Look, I'm a realtor, homeowner, and I've lived here 20 years. And I got to tell you, I continue to see that the talent and the creativity and the diversity of our workforce is strong. And I know that over the next several 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, we will see that Northern Virginia is a great place to call home. And I can't wait to see how Northern Virginia thrives. Until next time.